afternoon. We were going already.
Yeah, sorry.
We started and then we were going. Apologize. I'm Dom.
I'm Jamie.
And welcome back to the cutting room floor. Before we do or say anything, I have to give a special RIP to Shelley Duvall, a legend. And in last week's episode, we just covered another legend, Donald Sutherland. I'm getting tired of covering legends. Can they just not die for a little bit?
Yeah.
Stay alive for a little bit longer? Rest in peace, Shelley Duvall.
And, I know she's had it rough probably the past few decades because I guess The Shining really did a number on her.
Oh, yeah.
But, from she was active from 70 to the early to mid 80s.
Yeah.
She did have a really good
career for sure.
And if only because of Popeye and The Shining, she's going to be legendary.
She's already legendary from them too.
But she was in some Woody Allen stuff, wasn't she, in the 70s?
I believe she was in some Woody Allen stuff. Yeah.
Was she in Annie Hall? As a bit part.
She might have I think she does have a small part in Annie Hall. And she's she did all those Robert Altman movies.
Yeah,
besides Popeye, but
before Popeye?
Yeah, like Nashville.
Oh, really?
Three Women and McCabe and Miss Miller. She's in that too. So she's in shit for sure. Some good shit. And she's the lead in Three Women and she's incredible. I think we'll watch that tonight. Yeah, pop the Criterion on.
Wow.
Tear up. Because I love Shelley D. She's my favorite skinny actress.
And look, she was a great olive oil. I know that sounds
but she embodies that, the voice and the weirdness that, because olive oil is weird, but but she got that down.
I read a couple weeks ago because I wanted to suggest Popeye when we were doing MASH.
Might as well do it now.
So I was looking at it, and apparently I think it was between her and Gilda Radner to be
Gilda Radner. What's she in?
From early Saturday Night Live. She was married to Gene Wilder when she.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think he made the right choice.
I think so too.
Gilda Radner was great.
Yeah,
but I think Shelley Duvall brought something.
Looking back on it, I'm sure it's. I gotta go. We should cover Popeye though. Actually,
look, Robin Williams, Shelley Duvall,
man. You can't beat Robin Williams. I watched Flubber last night.
Flubber, wow,
it's horrible.
But isn't that just a remake of The Absent-Minded Professor?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, with Fred McMurray. Yeah,
what's that? 63 or something.
Yeah,
Fred McMurray's great.
They did a TV version with I think Harry Anderson in the late 80s or early 90s.
Was that good?
Yeah, it was okay.
Flubber's terrible.
I believe it.
The plot is not. It's so unbelievable.
It seemed like it was an excuse because Robin Williams was hot at the time.
He was real hot then.
And then CGI was just coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So it was let's see what we can do.
The CGI is pretty good for 97 though.
But it was a Disney movie.
Yeah.
So Disney always.
They had the money.
Yeah. I shouldn't say always, but for when they want it.
Yeah. In that time, the 97 Disney was hotter than fire. Bro. That was probably the worst movie they put out.
Yeah.
Run, if you want to keep it real,
and
it's it ain't that bad. It's watchable. It's fine, but it's not. It's definitely. There's a There's a. My Cinema's great, but there's a reason. This was one I didn't revisit a lot as a kid. Because I was 6 when it came out, so. Yeah, you would think a 6-year-old watched this over and over. Nah, I couldn't even do that one. But he was hot coming off of Jack and Aladdin for them a few years before. And Good Will Hunting was that next year?
Yeah, it was 98.
And then dude, he was hot as fire.
Wow, so he did Flubber right before Good Will Hunting?
Yeah, dude, what a weird fucking.
Yeah.
But that's how good he was. Mrs. Doubtfire was 2 years before that.
Oh, God.
He was hotter. He was hot.
Birdcage.
Birdcage was 97.
Yeah.
So he had Flubber and Birdcage same year. That's a big fucking year.
Yeah. Twyla.
I fucking love that.
Fosse.
Oh, you think because you're 20 and hung, you can do anything. I'm Nathan Lane's great in that too, bro. That whole cast, Hank Azaria.
I was just
so funny in that. He can't handle my heat, my Cuban heat. I'm this motherfucker. I don't wear shoes; they make me fall. I'm this guy.
Oh yeah, because then he's wearing shoes later,
falls on his face. Shit.
Dude, Mike Nichols directed.
Mike Nichols, he's a beast.
Yeah.
We were just talking about him. Anywho, this ain't about today. We'll get to Shelley. Rest in peace, baby girl. But today, we're going to be talking about the man the legend, living legend, hopefully for at least a few more years, because every time I talk about someone, they tend to go away. So we're going to talk about Michael Keaton today because why, Mr. Jamie?
June 23rd was the 35th anniversary of Tim Burton's Batman.
That's crazy. 35 years.
And I got to thinking, like, 35 years later, like, how... Because obviously he came back last year in The Flash, a film we both love. But, like, how does Michael Keaton's Batman still endure 35 years later? Because even without, like, him coming back in The Flash, people are still like, he's the best Batman.
Dude, like, okay, you ever seen Neighbors with Seth Rogen and
I
Zac
never
Efron?
Have, no.
There's a scene they eat mushrooms and Zac Efron and Seth Rogen are sitting by a fountain talking about Batman, and he's like, Seth Rogen's like, who's Batman to you? Is, Zac Efron's supposed to be a college kid.
Yeah.
And he's like, Christian Bale. He's like, dude, Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
He's like, no. He's like, yes. It's like, I always find that scene funny because there is that generational gap where you do have guys my age and younger that are like, dude, Christian Bale is Batman for me. But then you got guys who my age too and a little older. They're like, dude, Michael Keaton is Batman, and there's no other one. So, and then, because ain't nobody making a campaign for George Clooney or Val Kilmer, even though I don't think either of them were bad Batman.
No, they were actually good. It's just like the writing sucked.
The writing sucks.
I wanted to read you this really quick, because this is from...
Is that Jackie?
No, that's actually Michael Keaton.
Oh, shit, he looked like Jack from this from the side. Yeah.
So this is from like 1988,
and
it's called Batman, Cape Crusader Casting Calamity. According to a Wall Street Journal front page story, comic fans are up in arms over the casting of Michael Keaton in the title role of Warner Brothers' Batman, the most eagerly awaited of a recent flurry of comic book to film adaptations. The casting of Keaton, the comedic star of Mr. Mom and Beetlejuice, is objected to by fans because the actor fails to match the stalwart, square-jawed physique of the 1940s comic book crime fighter. Supporting their man, Warner Brothers publicists cite the rave reviews Keaton got for his dramatic performance in last summer's Clean and Sober. Nevertheless, fans are said to have started a protest letter-writing campaign. This is the 80s.
Yeah, we have the internet.
The $28 million Goober Peters production began filming in London last October under the direction of Tim Burton, who reportedly brought in Beetlejuice script doctor Warren Scarron to revise the noir-drenched, highly acclaimed screenplay by Sam Hamm. And I believe he also wrote or co-wrote Batman Returns.
Wow.
Warren Scarron, or Scarron, however you pronounce his name. And, Jack Nicholson and blah, blah, blah. So I was thinking because, like, when it first came out or he was cast in the role, everybody was upset.
That's crazy. We've seen that, though, a lot of times.
Yeah. With Ben Affleck.
Yep. And now everyone loves him.
Yeah, even with Heath Ledger because of Nicholson's Joker.
Oh, yeah. People were like, we're going to get this pretty boy to play the Joker.
Yeah.
And he fucking... Talk about a fucking performance.
And I think even with Pattinson.
Oh, people were pissed about that.
Yeah, I think only with Christian Bale, people were like, I could see it.
Because Christian Bale, American Psycho, and like he pretty much played a psychopathic version of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
So they were like, that'll work. Yeah. And Christian Bale's just one of those actors like everyone kind of respects. Yeah. What can you say bad about Christian Bale? He's never been bad in a film. Even if the film is bad, he's good in it.
Yeah.
If Christopher Nolan was directing, like,
but it's going to work out. At the time, I think it was Christopher Nolan's like third film, other than like that.
He had
that short
because it had Following, Insomnia, Memento.
Yeah,
and I think The Prestige.
The Prestige was
did it come up? Was it 06? I was like, I know they were Batman Begins and Prestige were like right by each other. Okay,
yeah.
So he kind of but I think after obviously people saw Batman Begins, but I think when they saw The Prestige, they were like,
this guy,
he's got something, man.
And I think that's why The Dark Knight had so much more, box office, but like so much more behind it because The Prestige was like, oh, this dude can do more than because Batman Begins is a great film.
You know I love
it. I know you do. It's just that I don't want to say it's a typical action movie, but like Tim Burton's Batman is sort of like Michael Keaton's Batman Begins.
It is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It is. Nolan definitely took cues from Timmy.
Yeah.
He just took he updated Timmy's.
Yeah.
He brought it into the 2000s and put he's like, let me just show you what I am better at, which is practical effects.
Yes.
So he made the practical effects right and the costuming and the Batmobile and everything, all that. And I don't know, there's just a look and style to Nolan's films that no one else can really match.
Honestly, I think Nolan was good at like a post 9/11 Batman.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it is. If you think about
because it's more like military grade weapons that a company would have been making at the time because of everything going on.
War,
post 9/11.
And like, dude, that's when I'm like, dude, you gotta love Batman Begins. It's like the scenes where him and Lucius are going through the weapons in the cars and shit. It's just so gangster, bro.
Isn't the Tumbler, the Batmobile, isn't it like desert camouflage?
Yeah, it was camouflage. It was like a tan color. I love it like that.
Yeah.
I was like, that shit's sick. I want it in this color and in black.
Yeah.
The nighttime and the daytime.
Does it come in black?
Right? Does it come in black? Yeah. It is nuts, Mike. But I mean, Burton kind of he set a stand. He said, so I look at it like this, personally, because I know there was hero films before this, but I think Richard Donner put the first big stamp on a comic book movie and was like, okay, if you want to make a comic book movie, it's got to at least be as good as this.
Yes.
I think he did that and then did it again, although that whole controversy with Superman 2 is still mine. I still can't believe all that. It just is so weird to me. I wish I was kind of alive then so I could like see it all in action because that's fucking crazy. But with them first two Superman movies, like, I don't think it was deniable that comic book movies can be great if they're in the right hands.
Yes,
because we've seen so many shitty ones in the 80s and in the 80s and 90s. But dude, Tim Burton came through with Michael Keaton, and not only did Michael Keaton blow everybody's minds, I don't think anybody really did they believe in Tim Burton for this?
I don't know, because I think he had only really done Beetlejuice and Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. There couldn't have been much faith in him.
And $28 million back then was a lot of money.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was that was a truckload.
And most of it was Nicholson's salary.
And this was before he did Nightmare Before Christmas and all that
before anything.
Shit. So it's like he really didn't have a rep. So because didn't he get fired from Disney?
Yeah, he was an animator for Disney, and there was a Steven Spielberg show called Amazing Stories in the mid '80s, and there was an animated sequence called Family Dog that I think he designed the characters for. And Brad Bird animated on it also.
Wow, another legend.
And they ended up doing a short-lived TV show of it. I think other than like Pee-wee's Big Adventure, that's all he was really known for before Beetlejuice.
Which is crazy. And but Beetlejuice was a game changer.
But yeah, I think he worked on The Black Cauldron.
He did.
Yes.
I love that film too.
Yeah.
It's a dark one. But I like dark shit.
Tim Burton?
Yeah, I like dark shit. That's why I always love Tim Burton. I love Tim Burton. But I mean, if I'm a studio head at that point in his career, I would take a chance on him if he came to me with, some storyboards and all that. Yeah, if he came to me with the right stuff, I'd be like, okay. But you're rolling the dice. This is a dice roll.
Yeah, because they've been trying to make a Batman movie since 78 when Superman came out.
Yeah.
And there were different scripts because I've read some of them in the past. Like Tom Mankiewicz, the guy who helped... He was a script doctor, let's say, for Mario Puzo's Superman script.
Okay.
And, helped with Superman 2. He wrote like a couple treatments for a Batman movie because obviously he would have been their go-to guy.
Yeah.
But they never got made in like the early 80s.
It's just crazy thing, Mario Puzo.
Yeah.
In comic books.
But he would have probably grown up reading them.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, shit.
And Superman is an immigrant story.
It is an immigrant story. You're right. He probably connected there, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is nuts. The studio took risk on both of them, but it paid the fuck off, obviously.
Yeah, and I guess because of their chemistry in Beetlejuice and their working relationship, the studio was like, yeah, this makes sense.
It makes sense.
Because it was the same studio, Warner Brothers.
And I know Tim Burton was like, at that point in his career, he's like, am I the director to take on a big-ass actor to play this guy, egomaniac, where let me work with a guy, we already got along.
Yeah.
It worked. Because, at that time, Batman kind of made Michael Keaton. He wasn't Michael Keaton.
No, not until
Batman.
Yeah, 89, the summer of 89, it was like Batmania.
Yeah, dude.
Like, that version of Batman was everywhere.
I mean, what else was like it at the time?
Yeah, nothing.
That was the best thing since Superman the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that was a crazy summer, because think about it, it was like Last Crusade.
Oh, damn.
It was Ghostbusters 2. It was
that was blockbuster heaven that summer.
Honestly, Weekend at Bernie's came out that July 4th weekend.
Damn, and that was a smaller movie.
Yeah.
Compared to the rest. Holy shit.
Yeah, so like, and that's just 3 films I could think of. I know there was obviously more, but like think about. I think RoboCop 2 came out that year too.
Blockbuster heaven, bro.
So it's like, unless RoboCop 2 came out in 90. I mean, don't quote me on RoboCop 2, but it was still...
Wait, when's the first one? 87?
87. Yeah. So it was either 89 or 90, but either way, it's still like, one probably propelled...
Yeah, it was blockbuster heaven for a year.
Yeah. So when Batman came out, it was insane to see a character you'd only really seen on Super Friends or Adam West reruns.
Yeah. Like, or on paper.
Yeah, definitely on paper. Yeah. But like, to see him taken seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Because after the Adam West stuff, and even like Super Friends isn't like, there was one really kind of dark episode where they go into Batman's origin, but that was like later on in Super Friends. So they never really touched upon how, like, what made Bruce Wayne become Batman. The psychological part of it.
Yeah, because I mean, you think back to the Adam West days, bro.
Yeah,
the costuming was shitty.
Oh my god,
the onomatopoeias, the sounds, and it definitely had a more cheesy feel to it.
Yes,
and like, dude, Tim Burton made Gotham this dark, desolate place that you don't want to be, and
it's like neo noir.
Yeah, and like he made the suit fire. Like, I love that original suit with the yellow and black symbol in the middle, dude. Sick.
So like, you see in Batman Returns how it's kind of like the abs.
You started abbing them up a little.
Yeah, but it looked more molded to like realistic abs in the first one instead of like the
just a
kind of robotic
block of abs, like a standard block of abs.
Yeah, I do like that original costume.
Mm-hmm. It's sick, bro. Like, everything he did, like, did he draw up all the shit? Like,
I think Robert or Bob Ringwood was the costume designer.
Yeah.
So he looked at a lot of the comics for inspiration, because if you look at his concept art, you can see like Neil Adams was a Batman artist in the 70s. You could see some Neil Adams influence and some Jim Aparo. I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong. Like more like 70s Batman. But they added, I guess they made like, because you know the like boots with like the like scallop stuff and like the more the way the gauntlets are more like Batman Begins, you know? So I think he just added those to probably make it more practical than like, I'm going to wear spandex and hope for the best.
Yeah, which spandex aren't protecting shit.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Range of motion.
Because I don't know, because I keep thinking about like Michael Keaton just as an actor. Like, I think this, other than Clean and Sober, as was mentioned in that article from like 88, like, because he'd done what? Night Shift, Mr. Mom, Gung Ho. Did you ever see Gung Ho?
I've never seen that.
Oh my goodness!
Is it funny?
Yeah, it's really funny. It's about like auto workers.
Okay.
And like I think Long Duck Dong from 60 Candles is in it. Yeah, because it's about like, I think they're the whatever company they work for making cars gets bought by like a Japanese company. So like the new owners come in. I think that's what it's about.
Oh my god.
It's like a mid-80s movie.
That's probably funny as hell, actually. Yeah. I'm gonna have to check that out.
So, you know, he had done plenty of stuff. Oh, Johnny Dangerously. Did you ever see that with Joe Piscopo?
That sounds really familiar.
It's kind of like a funny gangster movie. I think Amy Heckerling
really
did it.
Familiar. Yeah. I feel like I may have seen that at some point in my life, or some of it. Yeah, but don't quote me.
So he had done a lot of things from like 82 till then, but like I think Batman was, it shot him into the stratosphere. It was the first time, I think, being a superhero or in a superhero movie made someone more popular, and more famous.
Made you cool.
Because even though no one knew who Christopher Reeve was before Superman, like people knew who Michael Keaton was.
Mm-hmm.
if only for Mr. Mom for holding the baby under the air dryer, right? Like,
I mean, Michael Keaton's Batman is so legendary. Inarritu made Birdman. Which is pretty much about being stuck in the life of this character,
and that resurrected his career.
Yeah,
he was incredible in that movie.
Did he win the Oscar?
I think he
won that Oscar.
Yeah,
he is so good in that movie. That movie's great. Him, Ed Norton, Naomi Watts, Emma Stone, they all kill it.
Was that the first film that seemed like it was like one long?
It's like one long take. That I think Mendy said he was watching that. when he was thinking about 1917.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about Bird.
Yeah, dude. I'm like,
incomparable, whatever.
Yeah, it's I love that movie. When I first saw it, I was like, this is fucking weird. And I watched it again a couple years later, and I was like, okay, this movie's totally a masterpiece for what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton was great, and I think he was a good sport about kind of being the butt of his real life, being a joke in a film.
Yeah,
and he took it well. But like, if you were somebody, it's 1989, and they're like, all right, you're directing Batman, Jamie.
Yeah.
Who would you have gotten then? Like,
God, in 89?
I was thinking, I feel like Kevin Costner.
You know what? It would have been before Robin Hood. But like right after like No Way Out, and the Untouchables.
Field of Dreams was out then, right?
I think that may have come out in 89. That may have come out in 89,
year. So I'm like,
but it was still after the Untouchables.
Mm-hmm. He was hot. He was getting real hot then.
Because the Untouchables, he was great, and Brian De Palma, so he's working with some good directors. And God, Kevin Costner.
Who else was hot and had the stature to play him back then?
Honestly, this might be controversial now. But like, it would have been probably around the time of The Hunt for Red October, but a young Alec Baldwin.
Alec B.
Yeah. Because, I mean, he ended up playing the Shadow later.
He actually could have been good.
Because he always had that kind of look.
He's got that chiseled jaw. He got that rich guy look.
It would have been right after Dead Calm, which would have been like an early Billy Zane, but he still might have been a little too young.
He might have been too young, yeah. I was like, he would have been a little bit young.
Keaton was like mid to late 30s.
He was probably like 18, 19.
Well, he would have been probably like maybe that age filming Back to the Future, so he probably would have been early 20s.
Yeah, I was like
early to mid 20s.
Bruce Wayne, I feel like should be at least late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah,
like
because he has to have those years
of life and experience.
Yeah,
and that time to fester on his parents' death.
Yeah, because he doesn't just become Batman. Yeah. He has to train.
For a while.
God, 89.
Something like 89. Because I was thinking about it. I was like, who would I have gotten to play him in 89?
Honestly, look-wise, this might not have worked, but like Sean Penn would have been great for the intensity of him in costume.
Would he have been too young?
Well, I mean, he'd been acting for almost a decade before that because it would have been...
he would have been, like late 20s?
Yeah, because it would have been Taps and then Fast Times.
Taps was good.
Yeah. I mean, look, you have like even like,
but he's too ugly to play.
Well, that's why I said like, he's more like
he's not ugly. He's too rugged in the face.
Yeah. This was before we accepted like Daniel Craig as James Bond.
Yeah. So if somebody's like Daniel Craig, we're gonna get him in the '80s. They'd be like, "Are you kidding?"
Yeah.
Like, we need a classic, handsome gentleman.
But then you look at Daniel Craig. James Bond made Daniel Craig like hot, literally as far as like. People, his career took off, but also people were like, "That dude's hot." When he came out of the water,
I'm like, he was in shape.
Yeah,
I was like, "All right, Daniel Craig is working out for this."
But like,
he did blow up after that. He got like Knives Out and like Dragon Tattoo and like Layer Cake and all that shit.
Layer Cake was right before Layer Cake got him the job. Because Layer Cake is great.
Layer Cake is good.
Matthew Vaughn's first film.
That's his first one. Damn, he blew up
because he was a producer on Guy Ritchie stuff before that.
That makes sense. Yeah, because I love Guy Ritchie.
Oh yeah,
but damn, that's
89. Because you would think like
was Pierce too young?
Pierce Brosnan?
Mm-hmm.
No, he probably would have been perfect.
He probably was like 30 and 80.
Yeah,
right? Like,
but would he get rid of his accent?
To play Batman, he might.
He might.
Yeah. Like, to play Batman, he might. I would.
Because trying to think of like younger actors of that time. Because even like, like for some reason, Brat Packers are in my head, like a Judd Nelson or something.
Actually,
because he has that.
That's not bad.
Because think about like him as John Bender. Mm-hmm. He can have that. Like, you want to get nuts?
Yeah, he would have played a good version of like the Robert Pattinson Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, he would have been a great emo Batman.
So bad.
Yeah.
He would have played that version good.
Yeah,
I'm like, there's a couple dudes we could throw around. Hell, if Christopher Reeves wasn't Superman.
God, he would have been a great
Batman. I'm like, if he wasn't, he might have been too old though by 89.
Well, 89, it would have been right after Superman 4 because he was like 25
playing the first.
So he would have been like late 30s. Yeah, mid to late 30s.
Yeah, he could have did it for sure.
Yeah.
Damn, man. There's some dudes. There was some dudes.
You know who could have probably Mark Singer, Beastmaster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He could have played him.
Yeah, because he it's kind of touch and go with him, like as far as if you think he's a Bruce Wayne looking dude or not, but like he can act and he had the body.
I was like, he was in shape, bro.
Yeah.
Oh shit. There's a couple guys.
Yeah.
I know this though. Michael Keaton wouldn't have came in my head unless I'm Tim Burton and I just worked with him.
Yeah.
That's the only way he would have came in my head.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's get real. Michael Keaton ain't a classically handsome gentleman. I mean, his hair wasn't the best.
No.
You know, he was in decent shape. He was, how tall is he? He's probably like 5'9", 10".
Probably, yeah.
Probably not super tall. Pretty average dude. Average looking, average dude. But he got in the role and fucking jumped in, bro.
I just realized it's right after Die Hard. Bruce Willis.
You think he could have played Bruce Wayne?
I don't know, maybe. But also,
he'd have to work out though, because his body he was skinny.
But also,
he was in shape, but he was skinny.
You got to think that could have been part of the reason they cast Michael Keaton, because Bruce Willis the year before showed
Everyman.
Yeah, the Everyman.
That's a
yeah.
They, I never even would have thought of that, but they could have been like, what, the Everyman's hot. Screw the Schwarzenegger, Stallone types. Let's get us a regular motherfucker.
Yeah, because you're not going for like the beefcake anymore.
So Bruce Willis, the only reason he couldn't play him. We have to give him a wig. He didn't have enough hair.
Yeah, that's true.
His shit was
Michael Keaton his hair was receding.
It was receding, but he had enough to rock it. Yeah, but Bruce, I don't know if I didn't have much on top.
Michael Keaton tells a story where he said he was like working out because he was like really intense about the role. Mm-hmm. And Jack Nicholson walked by and was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Well, I'm working out." And Nicholson was like, "Why?" And then he like walked away. And Michael Keaton apparently was like, he thought about it. He's like, my God, he's right. Because if he doesn't have like the musculature for it or whatever, they could build it up in the suit.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah. And I think even Tim Burton said something like that.
Like, you don't need to work out this hard.
Yeah. To the effect of like, I want someone who's more believable, like in the intensity, I guess, of the role than in like the physicality of it. Because we can always make that happen if we have to.
Man, I'd still work out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'll fucking work out anyway.
Michael Keaton's always been in like good shape.
Yeah, he's never been like a large.
Yeah, it's not Fat Man.
No.
You know what I mean? It's Batman.
I would have still worked out just because I'd be like, I want to feel that, bro. I want to feel like him. Like, that's like telling Thor don't work out, or Chris Hemsworth don't work out for Thor. He's like,
put that tire down.
Yeah, he's like, I'll be in the gym 6 days a week.
Yeah,
you know
that's what they're paying me for.
That's what I'm getting paid $20 million for. So
because in the 90s and even the early 2000s, it was like it wasn't as important.
It wasn't
to be in that kind of.
I say it until like
think about Ben Affleck. Your favorite movie?
Yeah, no, he wasn't like super jacked. No. I feel like around maybe like. Honestly, probably when the MCU kicked, was when dudes were like, "I'm getting yoked for this role."
Yeah,
like
it was Thor and Captain America.
Captain America, and then Michael B. Jordan with fucking Killmonger. He went crazy.
But see, that was after Thor and Captain.
That was like
when people saw Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans, they were like, "Oh fuck!"
When I saw Chris Hemsworth, I was like, "This motherfucker is juicing his ass off." I was
like,
"This dude is huge." I was like, "This guy is enormous."
Yeah,
I didn't really know who he was. I was like, "Who is this guy?"
It's Captain Kirk's dad.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, right. I was like, yeah, and I'm like, that's the dude from Star Trek.
Yeah,
I'm like, holy hell, he ate somebody.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, he got fucking huge.
And even Chris Evans is always in great shape.
He was always in shape, but
even from Not Another Teen Movie and
Push and Silver Surfer
and the Losers.
Oh
yeah, the Fantastic Four movies. Yeah, he was always in great shape, but he was like
not Silver Surfer, Human Torch. Sorry,
no, but it was Rise of the Silver Surfer.
It was Rise of the Silver Surfer. Yeah, that's the movie.
But he was in like he was thin and muscular. But he got like
he was fucking up. He got bold. Yeah, he definitely put the size on for Captain. But like he was in fucking shape in like Not Another Teen movie. Like, you got that scene where he puts the banana in his ass. Yeah. I'm like, bro, he was fucking.
And he was like 19 or 20 then, so he was probably always in great shape.
Yeah, I'm like, he just genetic lottery, dude.
Yeah,
I'm like, I think he just hit the genetic lot. I'm like, if you look like Chris Evans at 19 and you look like Chris Evans at 40, 3, 4?
Yeah.
I think you're all right with yourself.
Yeah.
Life isn't bad. You look like Chris Evans at any point in your life, you probably aren't that pissed. So, I mean, like...
You haven't seen Ben Affleck as Batman?
Dude, I mean,
you have in the Flash.
I've visually seen him, but I haven't watched the whole... I've seen him. He watch, pretty fucking big.
Yeah, if you watch Batman v Superman, like, there's a scene of him, like, training.
He's looking pretty crazy.
Dude, it's insane.
Ben Affleck's a big dude naturally.
He is. He's like 6'4".
6'2", 3, yeah. Like, he's up there.
So, like, and Zack Snyder is... I mean, he's, I think, always working out. And I think, co-owns a gym. So I think everyone who works with him, like, they probably work out at his gym and stuff.
Right, y'all. Before we shoot, we train.
Yeah.
That'd be fun, though. Like, shoot a movie like that. Like, we just fucking do it all together.
And you probably bond in a different way.
Yeah, I'm like, that'd be dope. Like, we're all going to train together, act together, eat together. We'll just do it like fucking movie boot camp style.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Especially if you're shooting a movie like that, might as well. Like, if I was doing a military movie, I'd do it like that. I'm like, fucking, I'm out there with y'all. Like you said, Robert Altman and who else was it? Who got naked?
Gary Berghoff, Radar.
Yeah, I'd like, hey, whatever, let's fuck it. Yeah. We all in this, dude. We all doing this.
If you're getting naked, so are we. We're just not on film.
Yeah, I'd be like, thank God. Like, but you, trust me, people want to see you. Like, don't worry. They won't be upset.
Before Fast Times at Ridgemont High, that might have been one of the most paused moments.
Real shit. Rewind that real quick.
Yeah.
It's crazy how, like, now we have so much access to, like, stuff like that online.
Yeah,
like back in the day, you get your kicks out of something like that.
Yeah, that was
like,
that was rare, precious metal.
Yeah, like you see that, like there's probably a movie people have watched 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times for just one scene or one person. Like, because we have the access.
That's why like Porky's and stuff was so popular.
Crazy,
like those TNA movies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what they call them, TNA.
That's what you saw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, get to see a little, looking fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
even Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, yeah. Classic.
Yeah.
Fucking, that was a game. But
we have Bush.
But it's
they were voting in the 88 election and the 2000 and 2004 election.
Yep, that's what they were doing. They wanted the Bush.
Yeah.
Bush won a lot. But it's crazy because it is nuts how, like, that's changed in the game where it's like dudes really working out hard and getting in shape. I mean, somebody else who went hard too for a role, Mark Hamill for Empire Strikes Back.
Oh yeah,
he fucking worked out hard, bro.
Yeah,
he comes back.
You can visually see the difference.
He comes back. He was looking like a little boy in A New Hope, and then he came back in Empire looking like a little man.
Yeah,
so
you're right. I didn't even think about that.
He said he trained hard. He was like, "Yo, I trained hard as shit for that movie, dude."
I believe it.
He's like, "I wanted it to look."
Oh yeah, because he was training with Yoda anyway, so he would have had to.
Yeah, that's why he was like, "I need to look like I'm training. Like, I can't be looking like a skinny little kid." So he was like, started hitting the gym and eating. And, it did show. So, like, dudes were doing it, but not to the scale. Now, they're taking steroids and they're fucking, they're doing it all. They got 8 trainers, 3 chefs, what I mean? They got...
Yeah, because think about Hugh Jackman, just from the first X-Men movie. Bro. Like, obviously, he didn't have much time to get into good shape.
Like I always
say. Then after that, it was like, what the...
Days of Future Past, I was like, this dude... is on everything. I was like, this motherfucker's chest looks like a piece of armor, like plate armor. I'm like, this guy doesn't look human. I'm like, Hugh Jackman, what did you eat? Who did you eat? Motherfucker's arms. I'm like, And he's a tall dude.
Yeah, he's like 6'3".
Yeah, like for dudes that tall, it's hard for him to pack on bulk like that. Yeah. I'm like him, Chris Hemsworth, like Chris Evans, like these big tall dudes with these insanely bulbous bodies. I'm like, y'all dudes are nuts. But hey, you give me $4 or $5 million, I'll fucking look like that, no problem.
Yeah, and like wrestlers do it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, we know they saucing. Like, let's be real. How
dare you?
If Hulk Hogan was like, I never use steroids, like, okay,
yeah,
sure, buddy, sure.
And you have a full head of hair, no mustache.
Yeah, bro. Like your bandana is literally just for style.
Yeah, so. You and Bret Michaels.
Yeah, Bret
have a full head of hair.
With my man Bret Michaels, dude, I used to watch that fucking Rock of Love. Really? Me and my mom used to watch it every day it came on. That was our shit. But she used to always be like, I wonder what his hair looks like. I was like, I don't know what's on. I don't think it's not none of there.
I think he just has whatever to look like he is.
It's a convertible.
Yeah, because the bandana kept going back.
Yeah, further back.
I
gotta keep on this.
Yeah,
back, but whatever, it's clever. But that it is crazy to see how the game has changed. But I mean, Mike Keaton, I think, really did set the standard for the hero, the actor, superhero dude that was recognizable as such. I mean, obviously people knew Christopher Reeves too, but I feel like Michael Keaton really was like, yo, who's this guy? Like, chicks were probably like, hey, Mike.
Yeah.
He was smooth in there. He had a smoothness to him that I wouldn't have expected discussing as Beetlejuice to have.
Yeah, where's this from? It's from Japan. How do you know? I bought it.
Bought it in Japan. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's where I got it from.
Yeah,
come on,
Bruce Wayne. Are you sure?
Fucking, you got Kim Basinger.
Dude. Even Robert Wall wasn't bad.
Dude,
and he's annoying.
Honestly, I think everybody in both the Burton Batman movies were good. Like, there wasn't any main performance I was disappointed in.
Now, how do you feel about Nicholson's Joker?
I mean, I think it was pretty good.
Because all we had was Cesar Romero before that from the TV show.
Which is not an example.
No, not at all.
No, so
all you have to do is shave your mustache and you'll be one step ahead.
It's hard to not say it's legendary for the simple fact that he really didn't have anything to go off of.
Yeah, you're right. He was creating
he created that character.
Yeah.
So we all love and praise Heath. Heath had a nice blueprint.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He did.
He probably watched 89 Batman 500 times.
Yeah.
And probably was rewinding shit. Because Nicholson has a cadence in there. He's got a vibe to him that feels very evil and weird. And it's like, I think The Shining is the only movie he really got to stretch out and create a character and give it the edge that he wanted to put on before this. Because, like, obviously, Jack Nicholson's been killing roles way since the 60s. You know, Easy Rider, he was incredible in, which I love him in that movie. And when you've seen that, right?
Long time ago.
All right, I'm not going to say what happens to him because we may have to cover that one day.
Yeah, we should. Because Peter Fonda.
My wife's my brother-in-law. So
Dennis
Hopper.
Thank you. Yeah,
and Jack got an Oscar nom for that.
Really?
Yeah, he did. He got a Best Supporting Actor nom, and that was like one of his first big films because he was kind of late coming in the game. He was
like a writer, and because
didn't he do some stage work?
I think he might have. He actually co-wrote the Monkees movie.
Yes, I did know that.
So like he did a lot behind the scenes, I think, before that, and then obviously One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and The Last Detail, another Hal Ashby movie.
Well, he took off, man. And then like the Five Easy Pieces and Chinatown.
Oh yeah, Chinatown, definitely. Robert Towne just died the other week. The writer of Chinatown, yeah.
Damn.
I'm sorry, another all right.
Damn.
Yeah, Robert Towne, who also wrote the first Tom Cruise Mission Impossible, I believe.
Which is just great. Damn.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Yeah, but I mean, that is nuts. Like Jack was the man though. By the time the Joker came out, he already had what? 2 Oscars?
I believe so. He was just off of The Witches of Eastwick.
Yeah, the year before. Because he already had the Oscar for Cuckoo's Nest. And what the fuck? Because he has 3. I think 2 of them are Best Actor and 1 of them supporting.
Was it Prizzy's Honor or Heartburn or something? Was he in Heartburn? I don't remember.
It wasn't Prizzy's honor. We'll look later.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
He's acclaimed.
And he was obviously the highest paid person in this production.
Yeah. Yes. More than Tim, obviously more than Mike, bro. Mike probably didn't get shit for this movie.
He might have actually been the first actor to do like a back end deal.
He might have been no, dude. Our boy, Kal-El. Not Kal-El, his dad.
Oh, Marlon Brando. That's right.
Marlon got back in.
That's right.
He got back in for Apocalypse Now and Superman.
Wow.
Dude, he was rich.
Yeah.
He was smart.
Well, he had his own island at one point.
Yeah.
And I'm not thinking Island of Dr. Moreau. I think he actually did have one.
He did.
Yeah.
He was rich, dude. Off Apocalypse Now alone, bro, I think he made like $19 million or something.
Really?
Great. Yeah, from the back end deal. And he wanted a lot up front, too.
Wow.
Because he's coming off an Oscar for The Godfather. So he's you want me? And same thing with Superman. He's like, you know who I am?
Yeah. You know what I'll do with butter? You've seen Last Tango in
Paris. Oh, bro. I'm so mad because when I first watched that movie, I knew exactly where it was fucking going.
Yeah.
And it still grossed me out. I'm like, bro, they make this stuff for this.
Yeah.
You got to use.
You don't have to butter me up.
Yeah, you don't. Yes. You don't.
Just tell me I'm going to get it in the end and I'll be prepared.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, we got stuff for this. We can keep that for the bread. I'm like, shit, keep that for dinner.
Well, he was just putting butter on his baguette, wasn't he?
Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh.
Is that...
That's what he was doing. That poor young girl.
Wow.
That's a trivia-ass movie, yo, but I do like it. Anywho, I talked about Marlon Brando having relations in certain body parts with butter. Talking about Mike.
Yeah, and Jack Nicholson.
And Jack. Right now we're talking about Jack.
Jack, yes.
Jack did set a standard here.
Yes.
I think he set a villain standard.
He did, you're right.
I think the only person who ever really has matched it is Heath.
Yeah.
What other...
Loki in Avengers.
Loki in Avengers is great.
If you watch Avengers after The Dark Knight, you can see how Heath Ledger's Joker informed Tom Hiddleston as Loki.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
Without a question. Because they're like, 2-3 years apart? Four, 08 and 12. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You can clearly... Because, before that, all Jack Nicholson really had to go off of is... Gene Hackman, who was a totally different type of villain than what he was playing, so it really wouldn't help him.
Yeah, Darth
Vader, which maybe helped a little,
maybe.
But anyone else you could think of?
Not that I can really.
Yeah, because he had all these Willem Dafoe had a good little. He could look back at some villains.
Yes,
when he was getting ready to play Spider-Man.
Yeah,
being Spider-Man. All these villains now, 2010 and up. You got tons of examples, bro. You got tons of great villain examples. And just for more than just superhero movies, too. Shit. Watching Daniel Plainview and There Will Be Blood will give me villain inspiration.
Yeah.
So,
and honestly, if that would have been out before, Batman 89, he probably would have been a great... Honestly, how old was Daniel Day-Lewis in the late 80s?
He was young.
He might have been a great Batman.
Early, mid-20s.
Imagine him being an intense...
He killed it.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to see anyone else.
Yeah, that's true. It'd be like he's the perfect...
He would have drove Tim Burton insane. You know how he is.
He would have actually... He's so method, he would have started fighting crime.
He would have started... Right? They'd be like, yo... There's been a guy running around New York City fighting crime.
Yeah.
They're like, we think it's Daniel Day-Lewis, but we haven't seen his face.
Because this would have been before Last of the Mohicans, I think.
Yeah.
A year or two before.
Because Mohicans, 91 too?
I think it was.
Yeah, so this would have been before that. And he would have been a good one, though.
Yeah.
He really would have. Because, he is handsome enough.
Yeah.
I would have wanted him just a little bit older at the time.
Yeah.
Because I think he was no, he might have been 30.
Really?
Yeah, because I think he's 67 now.
Oh, really?
So he might have been.
He probably would have been a good age.
He would have been a good age.
Yeah.
Because what year is My Beautiful Under Wraps? I feel like that's 8 or 5. Yeah, he would have been around 30 because My Left Foot is 89?
I think
90?
so.
So he looked, he would have been good.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Since you brought him up,
changer.
Yeah.
That would have been a game changer. He would have been a good Joker.
He would have been, yeah.
Oh my God, him as a Joker.
You know who would have been an amazing Joker? No offense to Jack Nicholson, Tim Curry.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
He had to have been second pick for that.
If
like he had to have been on that list. Like,
if not first, but I'm sure the studio was like, we
want a top bill guy. Because
kind of like Hackman.
Exactly, because like if we have Michael Keaton as a star, we need a stronger villain. Because ain't Nicholson top bill, right?
Yeah, I think
ain't his name above the it's not Keaton. It says Nicholson.
But then after it came out is when it became
They put Keaton and Nicholson.
But it had to come out first.
It had to come out. People had to love it.
Yeah.
Because before, Nicholson's selling your movie.
Yes.
He's selling the film, not Michael Keaton. They're like, this is just the guy playing Batman, where it's like, yo, Jack Nicholson's about to play the Joker.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah,
like,
that's...
What?
Because, yeah, that's kind of crazy. So, it's weird that the villain was really kind of the selling point in the first Batman movie.
Well, that's how they did it with Superman, the movie. They got Brando and Hackman so they could get financing.
Yeah.
So it was probably the same thing with Batman. Like, we got Nicholson so we can get financing.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't not unget him after that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think he was working with Warner Brothers. He must have been on
He had to be on contract. Yeah.
Yeah.
They still did them back in the day, like 3-picture deal for whatever.
Yeah.
So, which it kind of is nice, though, because, like, it kind of guarantees you work for a little bit.
What did he really do after Batman, Nicholson? I mean, other than, like, A Few Good Men? Did he do anything big? I mean,
the biggest movie I would say he did after A Few Good Men might have been The Departed.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
that was probably the next biggest thing.
Yeah,
because he did like what? He did a couple things About Schmidt, which he got.
But see, those are later.
Those are later. You said after, right?
Well, yeah, I did say after, but I mean like
directly after.
Yeah, because Michael Keaton did a couple things.
The Departed is way after Batman.
Yeah,
that's 05.
And so is About Schmidt.
Yeah, that's like what 98. Or 2000? No, that's like 02.
Yeah,
that's like 02, I think.
Because that's Alexander Payne.
Yeah, that's AP. Like
after election.
I think it's 02.
Yeah.
02 or 3.
I mean, you get to see Kathy Bates naked.
Dude, when I first saw that, I was like, unexpected.
Yeah,
But you know, she looks great now. Have you seen her lately?
No.
She looks great, bro.
I mean, she's a great actress.
Yeah, she's a girl. Dude, come on, dude. Misery. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man. Every time I see that movie, just if I see an image from her from that, my knees immediately just start hurting, bro. I'm like, oh, my legs.
We might have to do a Rob Reiner.
Woo! That'd be a fun one, dude.
Yeah, because he's done
Spinal Tap from Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
Dude, if we just did Spinal Tap, Stand By Me, and Misery.
Princess Bride.
You can't leave that one off.
A Few Good Men,
you can't leave that.
Yeah.
Like, he had a fucking crazy 5-movie run, bro. That is nuts. That's a run, bro. Shit.
After Spinal Tap, I think it was like, was it One Crazy Summer or something with John Cusack?
He did that.
I think he did.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I think he did that too.
That movie's great. That was a movie that always made me afraid to make faces, because you know the scene where they're like, don't make a face, if someone slaps you in the back your face will stay like that. That's the bro, I saw that when I was like maybe like I don't know 6 or 7 years old, and I was like, Mom, if I make a face and you slap me on the back, will it stay that way? She's like, who the fuck told you that? And she was like, wait, you were watching One Crazy Summer. And I was like, yeah, I found it on tape. I think she had it or some shit.
Wow.
So, yeah, I love that movie. Damn, I didn't know he did that.
I think he did, yeah.
Dude, he's a beast. He's a beast. Even his, like, because that's a lower end Rob Reiner movie.
Yeah,
that's even still good.
Yeah, because he just, I mean, his dad, Carl Reiner, did a lot of great films.
That's a good Nepo baby.
Yeah, yes.
I'm like, all these motherfuckers are Nepo babies.
Oh, When Harry Met Sally? I forgot about that movie.
That's his worst movie.
Really?
I hate that movie.
Why do you hate When Harry Met Sally? Oh my God,
it's not funny. I hate the chemistry between Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan.
Really?
I hate the I'll have what she's having scene. Like, it's just not funny. I do like Billy Crystal, but
I was wrong. It's The Sure Thing with John Cusack.
Oh, okay. He did The Sure Thing. Okay.
One Crazy Summer might be the same guy who did Better Off Dead, which is...
That would make sense.
Savage Steve Holland.
Similar. Yeah.
Yeah. And was Curtis Armstrong in both movies?
I think so.
Booger from Revenge of the Nerds?
Yes, I think
yeah, so it probably is.
That would make sense. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The Sure Thing.
See, yeah, dude. And it's like... Okay, if we're talking Rob Reiner, yes, you have to throw a Harry Met Sally in there just for it's iconic.
Yeah.
Like I know everyone else loves it. I just don't love it.
Yeah.
You know, I watched it and I was like, I don't understand why everyone loves this movie. I was just like, I don't get it. This movie's awful.
Now, I never thought I would say this, but going back to different actors that might have been able to play Batman at that time.
Don't say Billy Crystal.
No. I never thought I would say this, though. What about, like, late 80s Nicolas Cage?
I mean, he was going to be Superman.
Right after Raising Arizona. He was going to be Tim Burton's Superman.
I mean, he had enough hair still.
Yeah. Because it's right after, like, Peggy Sue got married and Raising Arizona.
And he was Moonstruck.
It was right after Moonstruck. Yeah.
So he was hot.
Yeah.
He actually probably could have secured you some more money.
Yeah. Especially with his uncle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, he probably... That's not a bad cast, actually.
Yeah.
For that time, as long as he just dials it down a little bit. Yeah. Nicolas Cage was that was his, I'm a nut.
Yeah. So, he probably would have been more of a Joker.
He would have been, yeah. Oh, my God.
At that point. Although
him playing the Joker would have been too much. He would have took that shit, so he would have took that role to the moon.
But if it would have been like, because he co-starred in Peggy Sue Got Married with someone who probably would have been a great Joker, but no one really knew who he was at the time. Jim Carrey. Imagine if
he does get a slice in a Batman movie, though.
Yeah, but his Riddler always reminded me more of a Joker.
Oh, Joker, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I said that, too. And, bro, see, that's why I do love Batman Forever, dude, because, like, I love Tommy Lee and Jim Carrey in that movie.
Yeah,
I think they were great, even though they could not stand each other. It's insane.
Tommy Lee Jones is more of a...
serious.
It's probably a Charlize Tom Hardy.
I think that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, Tommy was like, I fucking hate this guy. Bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
He's like, this guy. Jim Carrey was like, dude, he was so mean to me. It's not even funny, dude.
Wow.
He's like, that dude wouldn't even talk to me off set. I'm like, that's crazy, bro.
I've never seen him in like a...
Jim Carrey fucking become one of the biggest dogs in the game.
Yeah, because that was right after Ace Ventura.
Yeah,
and The Mask.
The Mask, too,
Yeah.
That's probably what got him that role, was The Mask, for sure.
Yeah.
And then, like, right after that was Liar Liar. What was that, the next year? Because it's Forever 95 or 6.
95.
95. So, yeah, Liar Liar was like 2 years after that.
And then The Truman Show was like 98.
Yeah.
Because that showed that, he can act.
He can act, too. And then he did Man on the Moon, too.
Yeah.
So he showed his serious chops. And then he did Eternal Sunshine, which really put him on another level, too, as far as dramatic roles.
What was that Frank Darabont movie that he did? Like, it was after...
he did a Frank Darabont movie?
Yeah, it was after Shawshank. It was named for, like, The Majestic.
Frank Darabont?
I think
he did that?
I think he did.
I didn't know that.
I think because that was the big selling point at the time.
The director of Shawshank.
Yeah. I wish I could actually spell.
Frank Darabont's a good direction, man. If you want a jail movie, that's what I'm getting. The Mist is good, too.
Yeah, The Majestic.
Yeah, he did. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, he got into, like, more serious stuff after that. I guess the show...
I'm an actor.
Yeah.
Not a goofball.
Yeah. Stop saying pornography.
Yeah, I'm an actor. Yeah. He was on his Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because, everyone knew him from In Living Color.
Yeah, the crazy white dude.
Yeah. Hey, it's the white guy.
Yeah, he's funny as hell. He was great in that show, though.
Yeah. So what... I guess the whole thing is, like, what is it about Michael Keaton's Batman, though, that endures? Because, like, you like Batman Returns... Mm-hmm. Because we were talking about it, like, but you said that's more like Catwoman's movie.
Mm-hmm. Feels like Catwoman and Penguin's movie.
Yeah, it is, totally. Or Christopher Walken's.
Yeah, he's in it a lot.
Yeah,
with all that makeup.
Yeah, playing Max Schreck.
Max, yep.
So
asshole.
Where'd they get that name from?
I don't know. You tell me.
It's the name of the actor who played Nosferatu in the 20s.
Really?
Yeah, Max Schreck was the actor.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Too bad I hate that damn movie.
Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, I hate it. It's so boring.
But it's it's the German expressionist era that kind of...
It's not great. It ain't Metropolis.
No, but like, okay, speaking of Metropolis, did the art design for Metropolis influence like how they designed Gotham City, especially in Batman Returns?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
Definitely.
It's gotta be. The way it looks is crazy.
Yeah. Because Anton first did the first one, but he committed suicide before the second one.
It definitely, a lot of shit, I feel like. Dude, I feel like Metropolis is definitely one of the most influential films as far as look, style, especially like just from the suit alone. I feel like every stiff suit has been inspired by that.
Yeah,
And so
you're absolutely right, because it's like that weird retro futurism. So like it could take place now, or in the past, or in the future. We don't even know.
She was ahead of her time, look-wise.
Maria.
Yeah. Wait, like, that suit was ahead of its time for when that movie came out.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, that thing should have looked like a clunky, boxy piece of shit.
Yes,
but it's polished, it's sleek, it's very, I'd be like...
It's kind of sexy.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
You made a robot suit sexy.
Yeah.
Like, it's curvy and... It's way ahead of its time. Yeah. That design is so far, like...
And she was really in it, too.
Yeah, and she looks better than C-3PO, which is what? 50 years later, 50 plus years later.
Yeah.
Oh, 50 exactly. Almost.
Yeah.
So it's like, come on, bro. I mean, that movie definitely inspired, I think, both the first Batman movies, the look of Gotham. Because I was watching Batman, the first one, I actually watched it after I watched Batman Returns.
Okay.
And I was like, Gotham looks better in the second one, but they're still similar. But Gotham works so well in Batman Returns because it's Christmas time.
Yeah.
And it brightens it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And it kind of cuts some of that darkness out that the first one had, which is nice. It's nice because you do have a lady leading this one for the most part, and it's a nice, fun, vibrant vibe that I think fits Selina's personality. Especially, when she's in her apartment and they paint out the window and you see the hell here.
Oh yeah, after she knocked.
That's the best shot in the whole film. But there's tons of good shots and everything looks good. The snow, it's one of the best built worlds of a 90s movie, in my opinion.
I forgot it was a Christmas movie.
Dude, you forget. But that's a great non-Christmas movie because it's Christmas time the whole time. They're doing Christmas shit. People getting Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas
trees.
Yeah, there's trees. Yeah. And I love that touch. It's a great touch. Because what time period did that come out in 19? Was it 90? Or is it
92?
92. What time was it? Summer?
June, yeah.
Yeah, so you had a summer Christmas movie like Iron Man 3.
Yes.
You get a summer Christmas movie, which is always fun. I was so excited that Iron Man 3 was a summer Christmas movie because it makes you feel cold.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like, I would love to watch a Christmas movie in this heat wave. This is the first day I haven't died walking out the door.
Yeah, you know what? And I still have the air on just because I didn't know
if it was afraid the heat's going to punch you. Yeah. Creep up and beat your ass.
Because you walk out the door and it's like, oh.
All my shoes were melting.
Yeah.
Bro, what is life?
I did see videos of that.
Dude, bro, you got some
shoes.
Yo, your Crocs will become Crocs. For real. It's crazy. But so it's a great look vibe. But Michael Keaton in that movie, actually I'm more impressed with him in that movie because his presence is felt without him having to put it on you like that.
Yeah.
He's very subdued in this film. He doesn't talk a lot.
No. But I think his whole thing was like, Batman shouldn't.
He shouldn't. Yeah. Batman's a silent detective. He works alone, bro. He don't have partners. Alfred's his only man's, what I mean? Like, well, if it ain't Al, I ain't really trying to team up. He's like, listen, Selina, I like you more as my bitch than my partner.
Yeah. Obviously, there's always a joke you could say about like the wanting pussy aspect for Catwoman. But it's like, could that ever really work? Because I know once they realize like who each other is at that party, it's kind of like, wait, how do we make this work?
Because we're on the same side and not at the same time.
Yes,
we want some of the similar things, but there's things we don't want similar. And it's like, I'm very interested to see how Matt Reeves is about to play out Zoe Kravitz and Bobby Pattinson's relationship. Because they hit it off a lot more, I think, than even Michelle and Michael.
Yeah.
Even though Michelle and Michael, I think you see them more on screen together.
Yeah.
The vibe between Bobby and Zoe was just there right off the rip. I don't know if it's because their chemistry was just that good, or
and you know, like with the Batman, the Robert Pattinson one, you know, he's like stalking her pretty much and like forcing her into this situation to help him. And I think that it's almost like a Winter Soldier or 3 Days of the Conqueror vibe, where suddenly they're forced together in such a short period of time for something so intense. That's why their bond forms.
Yep, the bond forms. Yeah. But it's like she kind of wants it too.
Oh yeah.
She's like, I want to know about my friend.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's like, but
it's like in Batman Returns, they're attracted to each other inside the suits and outside.
And outside. It's like,
and I think,
hey.
In the Batman, does she ever find out that he's Bruce Wayne? I can't remember. Isn't that sad? It's only been like a year since I watched it.
I
don't think she does.
I don't think she does.
No, so it's like
the Bat and the Cat.
So they're still just kind of like
I think she has a hunch though.
Yeah, it's just like the costume is the attraction so far in that.
Yes. I think she knows
the relationship isn't like it was in Batman Returns.
I feel like she knows, but it's not confirmed to her.
Yes.
So so because it's revealed in Returns. It's revealed.
Yeah.
So we see him, and Max sees him too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, Bruce Wayne, why you dress up like Batman?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Chris, he is Batman.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite lines of that movie. I'm like, come on, Max. I thought you were supposed to be smart, buddy.
Yeah, but there's a lot of crazy themes in this film, though, for '92 about like corporate greed.
Oh my god,
and like how certain people are untouchable by the law.
Untouchable by the law. Yeah, some foreshadowing.
Yeah, so it's really weird to like watch these things. It's kind of like, have you watched the new season of The Boys at all?
Bro, I think I'm gonna wait till it's all done.
I think this week might be episode 6 or 7. So next week or the week after,
they're doing 8.
It'll probably be over. Yeah. So you're close. Is all I'm saying. I'm
gonna go on a boys journey and then a Fallout journey.
Oh yeah,
knock them both out.
Because this season of The Boys is different but very topical.
I'm sure.
And I don't know how they can make it topical for literally like a couple weeks ago when it was obviously made like not a couple weeks ago.
Well, whoever's writing it, I think they just have a very smart political mind.
Yeah.
They could probably read the tea leaves.
Yeah.
So
or the chicken bones. It all depends. It all depends, right?
Yeah, I think they could see where things are going.
Yeah.
So they're like, listen, we'll write it. If it don't work, it's fake.
Yeah. It's just you're right. It's just a story.
It's a superhero story at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we have a lot of real life motifs going on, but it's just an entertainment show at the end of the day. So it's okay if we're wrong.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
We are allowed to be wrong. We're like weathermen.
Yeah, yeah.
They can be wrong and have a job still.
Have you seen Gen V?
I still haven't watched Gen V.
We're
good.
Watch
good?
Gen V first. Yeah, Gen V is really good.
All right. How many episodes? It's only one season, right?
Yeah, it's only one season. I want to say maybe 6 or 7. I don't think it was 8.
Okay.
But it's, Gen V, because there's subplots in this season of The Boys that come from Gen V.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to at least know some things that happened in it.
All right.
Yeah, but Gen V is worthwhile.
Okay.
It's sort of like their version of X-Men.
All right.
Anyway, it's a college for superheroes. So it's like
Sky High meets X-Men.
Kind of, yes.
Dude, I mean,
only it's,
First Class that's the first class film.
Yes.
That's my shit, dude. So good.
So
Michael Fass is too nice.
He's great in that movie.
And Days of Future. But
yeah, Magneto isn't really another great villain.
Yep.
Came after,
dude. And you fucking, I'm like, I don't know. Michael Fass makes you, even though you know he's evil, that can be argued.
Well, because you see what he went through as a kid.
I'm like, that's what
his family went
Michael
through.
Fass makes you like empathize with him even when he's being a fuck.
And this is going to sound stupid, but I never thought of this. What if, and this isn't meant to be a joke, so I apologize if it sounds that way, especially coming from me.
Let's see.
No, what if like Holocaust deniers only deny it because they see fictionalized versions of it in films like this? Well, like X-Men First Class, I mean, not like Batman or anything. Like, what if they're like, well, that couldn't have happened because there weren't mutants around. No, I know that sounds dumb, right? But there's people that are stupid enough to believe it.
There's people, dude. What I see and hear these days, nothing shocks me at what the human mind will conjure up. So,
because I don't know, man. There's a lot of like really stupid things. Like I found something yesterday, and I'm just going to show it to you because I just loved it so much.
Yes. That's funny. I can't tell you what he just showed me because it's politically incorrect, but just know it's funny. Oh my god.
That's how I view most people, though. Isn't that terrible? So like so if you like see something like that and you think, you know what I mean? Because how else can you rationalize something that obviously happened not happening?
Yeah, people do it all the time. There's lots of deniers. There's flat earthers, bro.
There are flat earthers. There are. You're correct.
They exist in the community. So, look, people never cease to amaze me on what their mind can conjure up. Like I said, I don't know. People think some crazy stuff. I'm very much, documents, evidence, artifacts.
Yes, yeah.
Which we have all that.
Yeah, we
tons of it. There's a lot of it. There's whole museums.
Yes, there is a lot of.
There's a lot of evidence.
Countries who do bad things still paying reparations to whoever they did the bad things to.
And let's just talk about the fact that they're a lot of them are dying now or are dead, but like we can just go fucking watch Schindler's List and ask all the survivors.
Yeah.
There was people alive. We're not talking about something so long ago where we could argue about how the pyramids were built, or like that was so long ago no one was there that's alive now. We can talk to dudes who were alive. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, people are crazy. But anyways, more bright, well, not bright, nicer things. But Batman Returns, back to Keaton though.
Yeah.
Keaton in that film, I'm very curious. I'd be very curious to be a fly on the wall and hear how Burton directed him. Because I'm sure Burton was like, we told your story.
Yeah.
We need to tell some other stories. Obviously, you're still the man. You're still the lead. You're still going to get paid because I'm sure his salary was a lot more.
I'm sure.
I'm sure it was a lot more for returns than it was in the first one. So he's like, and we don't have to pay Jack Nicholson. So
that's true. You're now the Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, right, bro. Jack Nicholson's salary probably paid Danny, Michael, and Michelle, and Chris Walken.
Yeah.
So
because everyone else, even because people knew Danny DeVito, especially from like the Romancing the Stone movies and stuff, and Taxi.
But he didn't really become Danny, I feel like, until a few years after that.
Yeah, or even this film, really.
This film blew him up.
Yeah, and even Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes, because, she was iconic in, like, Scarface and stuff like that. But, we're not talking.
You got to say
we're going to cover Grease, too, guys. Yes. We're going to cover it. But this was definitely her coming out party. It's I can be a leading lady. I can carry a film. Because she does.
And she can... hold her own against because at that time Michael Keaton was probably, I just realized Mel Gibson would have been a great late 80s Batman.
Oh, he would have been great,
especially after Lethal Weapon.
He would have been great
because it probably, other than Mel Gibson, one of the most recognizable male leads of that era. After the first Batman came out, she held her own against him.
She did,
because it was before Dangerous Minds.
It is before Dangerous Minds,
and it was after, I think, Married to the Mob. Which I know she did do that movie.
What is that, 90?
I think it was 89 or 90,
Yeah, I'm like, so...
But, you have to...
this was her big picture.
You have to cut your teeth before you... You crawl before you run.
What was the budget on Returns? What, 35, 40?
I don't know. It might have been more.
Maybe even 50, dude. That probably was one of the most expensive movies made at the time.
Yeah, because... The first one, that article said was 28. Right?
That's a lot for an 89 movie.
And I think at most it might have been like 35.
Yeah, that's
believe it or not. Because I remember hearing that way back when, because that was an expensive movie for the time.
That's pricey. Hell, $35 million movie now seems like a risk.
Shit.
80 mil?
That's what it says.
Dude.
It says 55, although it's been estimated that it was either 50, 65, 75, or 80.
We'll call it 65 then.
Yeah, like you go in
a lot for 92, bro.
But that was only 3 years after Batman.
Yeah, but that 92, that feels, bro. In 92, you gave Quentin Tarantino $65 million. Who made you 15 movies?
But you got to think after Batman '89, they got to pay for Burton.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're right. Burton's like,
yeah. Because after it made so much money,
it proved him back in. I'm gonna need 5% of that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need back. Michael Keaton probably wanted back in.
Yeah,
he's probably. I need at least 3 or 4%.
Yeah,
yeah, you're right. Now we gotta pay some dudes.
Yeah,
because you got.
And you're right. That's without Nicholson. Imagine with Nicholson.
Oh, it would
have been the most expensive movie ever made.
It would have been a $90 million. Yeah, Nicholson, I want 20.
Yeah,
like off rip and a cut.
Yeah,
he'd be like, I want 20 and 5%. I better make $40 million off this movie. Or I'm pissed.
And plus, I think he and probably even Michael Keaton. I think. They still get money for merchandising,
sure getting royalties somewhere.
Because anything with their likeness, they would get.
Yep, and people still do. Batman toys were huge.
Oh my god!
I fuck. Target was in the mid '90s. Target was I don't know if they had all these runs of exclusive ass crazy Batman toys.
Awesome.
And I had a ton of them, dude. And I'm so max. I played with them, dude. Fucked them.
But what else would you do with them?
Collect them, and they'd be worth a shit ton right now.
Yeah, but no.
Looking good on my shelves and walls. Come on, dude. I had this one. It was an all gold bat suit, bro. I don't know what it was for or where it came. Yeah. It was just gold, and he had a little bike, and the bike was black and gold.
Oh, wow.
Coolest fucking toy ever.
Yeah.
Man. I was like, this thing is so bad. Play with that thing, beat the shit.
Wow.
Dude,
that's what you're supposed to do, though.
Yeah, I mean, when you're 6 years old, what are you supposed to do? But still, man.
You're not thinking the future then.
Dude,
you're not like Eckhart in Batman.
You gotta think
think about the future.
You gotta think like Steve Carell, 40-year-old version, bro.
Oh yeah.
He said, "This is Iron Man. I got this in 2nd grade. You know how hard it is for a kid to not open that?"
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Bro, if you got the discipline in 2nd grade, you'd be like, okay, this is gonna be worth something someday. I'm not gonna open that. That's insane.
Yeah.
He's like, is that the $6 million man's boss? He's like, yeah, that's worth a lot of money. He said, why do you have that? Random. He said, okay, yeah, so she's gonna come over here and be like, okay, cool. He has 1 million toys and more video games than a teenage Asian kid.
That is a good movie.
That's a classic, bro.
Man, this August will be the 20th anniversary of Anchorman.
That's insane.
Which means
watched that not that long ago.
Next year will be the 20th anniversary of the
40-year-old virgin.
So he'd now be the 60-year-old virgin.
60-year-old virgin. Crazy. Wow. But he got some ass.
He did. I'm saying if
he didn't ever fuck Kathleen Keener.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Wouldn't have happened. There were some young stars, some big names in that now. Obviously, Keener was already big.
Yeah.
But Carell, really took off after that.
Yeah, because that came out right after the first season of The Office.
Yeah, I was like...
So right before the 2nd season.
Rogan took off. Jonah Hill took off. Paul Rudd was already pretty established, but he really... That kind of really set up his second career.
That and Anchorman.
And then he did, Role Models. All of those were fucking...
I love Role Models.
That's a classic. I love that fucking movie.
It looks like Shrek's piss.
Yeah, it was just like Shrek's piss, bro. Oh my god, that shit was so gross. I was like, I'm not drinking this shit. Minotaur. He put that stupid suit on. I was like, I'm not wearing this, bro. The truck. I'm like,
dude, I think that was... I hate to just call him Stifler.
Sean William Scott.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was probably his best.
It's one of his best roles, dude.
Yeah.
You see, his dick is the gun.
Yeah.
Teach that little black kid about titties.
See, Jews had to wear makeup because they couldn't do rock and roll. What?
When he's teaching them how to look at titties without looking at them.
Yes. Oh my god.
That's a classic, bro. Her whispering eye.
Yeah.
Young Fogel from fucking Superbad.
Yeah, I think this was right after Superbad. The year after.
No. I think they're no, you're right. You are right. You're right. It was 08 and Superbad was 07.
And it was 2 years before Kick-Ass.
Yeah. Oh man, he is the red
yeah, what is he?
He's like the red The Red Mist.
Yes,
the
Red Mist.
I was like, what the fuck is his name?
Yeah.
He was so lame. But dude, yeah, like young Aaron Taylor Johnson, who's now like getting in some roles. Dude.
He might be James Bond.
He would be so good as James Bond. He's perfect. He's got the look. He's the perfect age.
Right now,
he can do action.
Yeah.
He is perfect for it. Because like watch Bullet Train and you'll be like, you know what? I really could see it now. You got Bullet Train's really good. I fucked with that. But yeah, Michael Keaton in Returns, though, hey, he was chilling. He's like, this is the easiest role I've ever had.
Yeah, I like when the bat signal first gets in the sky and he's just sitting there.
He's like,
looks up. Does he take his glasses off?
He does. I'd be like,
yeah.
I don't even want to go answer that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, but because he doesn't have to say anything because you already know who he is. It's all established from the first one.
Which I think that was brilliant on Burton's part. Like, I don't need redundancy.
It's the Lethal Weapon 2 of Batman movies.
It is.
Just go right into the action.
Jump right in and you know it's popping. Yeah. You know it's good. All we got to introduce is Selena and Selena, Max, and Oswald. Like, you introduce them three and we're good. And you get drawn into Selena and Oswald right away because they're both so interesting and weird. Like, well, I don't know about weird. Like, well, Oswald's weird.
Definitely. Yeah.
Oswald's weird. But Michelle Pfeiffer is dead. Chill. Like, Michelle isn't weird, especially not at first.
Only when she gets licked back to life.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's
what?
So trippy. That was but that's
the
do
weirdest.
Like that scene though. It's weird, but I do like the scene.
It reminds me of a terrible joke I once came up with, which I will not say.
I was like, it's probably not air appropriate.
No, it might not be. So I'll try to remember to tell it to you then.
We'll save it. But
okay.
But I thought Michael Keaton was, he was fine, but this wasn't his show. But it didn't have to be. And he did a great job of taking the back seat.
And I think that shows his restraint as an actor. Because most actors would probably want to be like,
I want to do
I'm the main person.
I'm Batman. Exactly. He was like, I'm Batman.
Yeah.
He really took a Batman-like approach to playing this the second time around. Because let's keep it real, the real Batman, he don't like that people fucking see him all the time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's not the Adam West thing where he's out during the day, turning up the steps and everything. You know what I mean?
Batman is a night crawler.
Yeah, he's wearing black for a reason. It's not the blue and the gray. It's not.
That's why I was like, I hate the blue and the gray suit because I'm like, dude, Batman should wear black, dude. And he did a great job there. But then we jumped to 2023.
Yeah.
And he comes back in The Flash. And he steals the show a little bit.
He does.
Like, not fully, but he definitely grabs it hard.
He does in The Flash what Michelle Pfeiffer and Danny DeVito did in Batman Returns.
Yes. I knew because I was like, all right, obviously I know Michael Keaton's going to be in this.
Yeah.
But I didn't know he was going to not only be so funny and charismatic, which I think we saw that side of him in Birdman, which is cool because I'm sure homeboy who directed, I can't remember his name, Spanish guy, right? Or Brazilian or something, right?
Yes. I do. Is it like Alphonse something?
Something like that. But his version of Batman, Michael Keaton, his version of Michael Keaton's Batman.
I'm sorry, Alejandro Gonzalez
Inarritu.
Yeah.
He did Birdman. I'm saying I know who did Birdman. Whoever did The Flash.
I'm sorry. That's Andy Muschietti.
What is he?
He's I think I want to say like Argentinian.
Okay, that's what I was like. I thought he was some kind of.
I thought you meant Birdman.
No, I know who directed. I was like, Inarritu did that. The dude who did The Revenant. He did The Revenant I think 2 years after Birdman, or maybe 1 year. Yeah, he went back to back Oscar films.
Wow.
So that's actually pretty crazy. But he comes in The Flash, and of course I love legacy roles like this. I know a lot of people hate legacy reboots and sequels and stuff, but I like legacy roles because this is a legacy role in a new film.
Yeah.
And Michael Keaton comes in here. He's got this long hippie hair.
Yeah,
He's funny as hell. He's trying to beat his ass. But
Playing
you can
Chicago.
tell, but you can tell he's like still kind of older and like losing a little bit because he's like clumsy and shit. Like, you know, when he throws the pan at him, he's obviously fighting the Flash. So he's missing and hitting the wrong one. It's fucking funny. And then he gives us actually this great explanation on the multiverse with a plate of fucking pasta.
Yeah, he does.
And I'm like, look at Michael Keaton out here.
And like, how does he understand it? You know, Batman.
It's like, you don't do any of this shit. Yeah. You stay here.
There's no one else in this world that we know of.
You're you.
Yeah, it's just Batman.
Be rich.
Yeah, and you still understand this concept of how I can fuck up the universe.
Yeah, a lot.
I being Barry Allen.
Yeah, a lot. Like, let me just, we fucked up. Let's just rewind. Yeah. Oh, if only life was that easy. Yeah. It's like this video game. It's called Life is Strange, where this girl can rewind time in short intervals. And it's like, you know, you can go through and, I fucked that up. Let's redo that real quick. Really? Yeah, it's great. It's a great game. It's really good. It's a story-based or a decision-based game, so everything you do in the game affects how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great. You would like it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so, I mean, Keaton came through. He understood the assignment so well here. And I know he was so excited to come back and play it. Because you could tell he had fun with it.
Yeah.
Because he's like, dude, I'm older. I get to fucking put the suit back on.
Yeah.
I get to do some action. And he was so convincing in the role. Obviously, no, it ain't him doing these stunts.
No, but still, you know.
His presence in that suit, man, when he cuts the hair, I'm like, yo, he's looking like the man again. He's aging very well.
He is. He's
what, 72? He looks great.
Yeah, he looks incredible.
I'm like, Michael looks good. I'm like, based on how he was aging as Bruce Wayne back in the day, you probably thought he would have aged like cheese. But he actually ended up aging really well. Because I'm like, he did look kind of old.
So he started out like Robert Duvall.
Yeah.
And ends up
stayed the same for a long time.
And literally ends up like George Clooney.
Yeah, bro. He's like, because like you look young. You know, for your age, you definitely look young. Most people probably think you're way younger than you are. But, like, Michael Keaton, at his age, was looking about 10 years older than he was.
Yes,
Michael Keaton easily could have been passed for 45 as Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, this guy's 45.
They were trying to give him an AARP.
They really were. They were like, dude, we got you, bro. It's coming soon. So
Tuesday discount, sir.
But then, like, you watch Birdman, he's already, like, basically 60.
Yeah, because that was 60? Like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I'm like, so he's like 60-something, and he looks great. Like, he looks like a guy who's taking care of himself well in his 60s.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, Michael Keaton's actually aging a lot better than I would have expected. So him coming on as a Flash, you get to steal the show for a little bit, have a blast, make your mark made, and it was a good way for Keaton's Batman to go out.
Yes,
you know, it was perfect.
I think that was the thing, because we usually talk about like unanswered questions. So there's a lot of unanswered questions from Tim Burton's two Batman films.
Oh, shit ton.
And you don't really get many of them answered in The Flash, but you can infer.
Yeah, you can. You can like, okay, I can kind of take a guess what you've been up to.
Because obviously Alfred's gone. Because he was old in the other one.
Old as fuck. Alfred's dead as fuck. He should be. If he's still alive, we know you made something, paid for this.
Yeah.
Because Alfred would be like 120.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Alfred's supposed to be what, 75, 80?
He had to have been.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, so.
Because he raised him and he was in his like late 30s.
He was old already. I'm like, bro, you're already dad age.
Yeah.
And now I'm dad age and you're still around.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Like, huh?
Yeah. So he definitely be old, but he comes in and he's having a blast. And I watched with my friend, and she's like, "Dude, Michael Keaton's fucking awesome."
Yeah,
I'm like,
he was I don't want to say the best part of the film, but as far as like nostalgia goes, it's one of the best things I've seen in a long time.
And it's one of the best, like.
When you hear that theme music, that Danny Elfman
music. The Elf Man. Was it Oingo Boingo?
Oh, yeah. From Back to School. Yeah. It's a dead man's party. Who could ask for more?
Who could ask for more? But Danny Elfman, obviously, you know, when you see his name in the credits.
Oh, yeah.
I watched something yesterday he did the score for. Clover.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I just saw his name. What did he do?
Look, he did, I think, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He did Avengers.
He's done some weird shit too. Like he's done. Like, I'm pretty sure he did the score for Rosewood. Like, I'm not kidding.
He probably did, because once I think Tim Burton, he may have done like Pee-wee's Big Adventure and probably Beetlejuice and a lot of other Tim Burton films. You know, he made a name for himself.
Oh yeah,
especially after Batman. That theme song, and once they used it for Batman the Animated Series,
it was game over.
Yeah, like everybody knows that's Batman's theme.
Danny Elfman is he's a composer people know by name. You know what I mean?
There's only one theme that he did that's probably more popular than his Batman theme.
I don't know, bro.
You hear it every goddamn week. Still, after 34 and a half years.
I don't know, bro.
The theme song to The Simpsons.
He did that?
He did that.
I didn't even fucking know that.
Yeah, he's
did that. He's still getting checks from that shit. Yeah, man. Danny Elfman getting checks. Who's he married to? He's married to somebody.
Your niece. Bridget Fonda.
Bridget. That's he's married to somebody I'm technically
related to. You're technically related to Danny Elfman.
Yeah, I was like, he's married to somebody I'm technically related to. I was like, I know he's,
yes. Like, he's married to Bridget Fonda.
My niece. That's right.
Yeah. Point of No Return, Singles.
Yeah, dude. I love Singles.
Yeah.
Me and him, we're going to have dinner soon. You know, a little family dinner. Me, him, Jane, Bridget.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Peter. Catch up a bit. You know, he can show me some of his new work for whatever movie.
Yeah.
You know, good times.
Yes.
God, if only life was that way.
That would be great.
Because I'd marry Jane Fonda right fucking now.
I know you would.
I'd be devastated when she leaves.
And I know you would just let me meet all these famous people.
Dude, I'd be like,
get autographs.
I'm like, listen, you and Phyllis should come out.
Yeah.
You know, me and Jane's private estate. We'll have a huge dinner and you'll meet everybody dope, you know.
That'd be great, man.
Hey. Well, I'll get Danny Elfman there for you.
That'd be awesome.
No, we'll get fucking Michael Keaton there.
Oh my God, that'd be incredible.
I'll get him in the suit.
That would be great.
Jane could probably do it. She probably got that kind of pull.
Because imagine, dude, I was 11 when this movie came out.
Dude, this is life changing for you.
Yeah, and it changed everything.
That's a life change, dude. This is, if you saw this as a kid in theaters, this changed your whole adulthood. This shaped you. Yeah. This is a movie that made you.
It changed 90s films.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, even though it was 89. Batman 89, it was like Nirvana's Nevermind, 91, you know. Now that changed music forever.
And it's like, like I said, it's still the kind of gold standard for a hero film. Like, listen, every hero film is still going to follow that Batman-like blueprint. Yeah. Which we can go ahead and give Richard Donner the credit for. We got to give Burton the credit for blowing it up.
Yeah, it's like, if superhero films have two fathers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Basically.
That's what it is. Like, two daddies.
Yeah.
Because Donner, what he did with Superman was remarkable. But Burton, he got the film and the money behind it.
And it's the first time it was more grounded too.
Mm-hmm.
As fantastical, like, you know, where does he get those wonderful toys? Like, you know, they were kind of crazy, but in the comics, Batman always had crazy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But like this, like you said, it's grounded. It's all in reality. Some of the Nolan shit, you're like, bro, what the fuck is this? Like some of it, you are like, so. But I mean, you still just roll with it, like, Bane alone, you're like, you know what I mean? Like,
but it's better than Bane for Batman and Robin.
Oh my God. Yes, of course. I mean,
R.I.P. Jeep Svensson.
Yeah, who played it. Tom Hardy. Alone, so that already is going to elevate it.
Yeah.
But it's insane. So, I don't know. Michael Keaton, legend, go. And we got Beetlejuice 2 about to drop.
Yeah, September.
So he's back with the man's Burton.
Yeah.
They've been working together for 40 years.
I wonder, like, I wonder if part of the appeal is just who Michael Keaton is. Like, kind of, did Michael Keaton put into his Bruce Wayne so much of himself the same way that Robert Downey Jr. did with
I think
Tony Stark?
I think that's the perfect comparison because they're like,
because no one else could be Tony Stark.
Tony, that like other people could be Batman, but fuck, no one else could be Tony. Like I remember they were talking when I know there was a little rumor going around for a while that Robert was wanting to leave the MCU or whatever, and they were talking about like John Hamm or Tom Cruise or some shit. I'm like,
Tom Cruise was like their original.
That was the early dude, man.
Yeah,
he would have worked.
I think so.
He would have worked.
It would have been a different,
not like Robert. Robert got that spice to him. You know what I mean? That Tony needs that spice. Yeah, Michael, until Christian Bale, I feel like, even though you got big ass Val Kilmer, big ass George Clooney, I think people watch those like, still Mike. Like they're like, listen, it's just like Val Kilmer's Doc Holliday. It's like Mike is bad. Yeah, you know what I mean? George Clooney.
At the time, they probably said Doctor from ER. It's before Out of Sight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is before Out of Sight. It is. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
All he really had was like From Dusk Till Dawn. As far as like a movie. Yeah, some littler
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes Part 2.
Didn't you have some rom-com too? No, that was
after that. And it was with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
One Fine Day.
Yeah,
that was actually a good movie.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
It was a different Batman than Catwoman.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Batman and Robin might be George Clooney's worst movie because there's not a lot of George Clooney movies that I don't like.
Yeah,
he is good. He picks his roles very well.
And Batman and Robin isn't bad. Like he's not bad in it.
No,
I should say. And even like, I may have said this before.
He's a great Bruce Wayne.
If you look at like the set design and the color design, and if you have a couch. And you put on Batman and Robin, and you lay down on the couch, you'll realize what they're doing, I believe, is an homage to the 60s show more than continuing.
I remember you said that. Yeah. I might have to do that.
More than continuing Tim Burton's universe.
I have been wanting to watch Batman and Robin just because I haven't seen it in so long.
Yeah.
I really like Arnold in it.
Yeah.
You know, actually, they have so many good actors.
Uma Thurman had
woo,
yeah,
hot.
Yeah.
Looking great in that movie.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was like, I think I want a little poison ivy. I was like, oh, shit. And redhead, you know.
I figured out, though, how you can tell that, like, the Joel Schumacher, because he did Forever and Robin, and the Tim Burton movies, how you can tell that they are not the same, like, universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you think you can tell? It's really quite simple.
I mean, the look alone will tell you, but...
Well, yeah, but you have Batman Forever and let's say Batman 89. How can you tell that they're in two different universes?
I don't know, bro. It ain't obvious to me.
All right, so you have Harvey Dent in both
films. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, we discussed this.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. It's a black and white issue.
Black and white issue.
Yes.
We discussed.
Because if it was the same universe... They would have gotten Billy D to play.
Yep, you're right. I totally forgot.
Instead of Tommy Lee,
about that. Yeah, it would have been Billy D. Lando coming out.
Because there's actually a comic book sequel for Batman 89 written by Sam Hamm, the original writer. Mm-hmm. And, you know, the Billy D. Williams version of Harvey Dent becomes Two-Face.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Bro.
So it takes place after Batman Returns. So it's like, let's say a Tim Burton-esque Batman 3. Is what it is, and it introduces Robin, who at the time, I believe Marlon
Wayans,
So it introduces like that version of Robin too.
Yeah, because Burton was supposed to do that, right?
Yeah, and he got cut from Batman Returns, I think.
Because I guess like Tim Burton and Marlon were really like getting into it.
Yeah,
and Marlon was like, dude, I guess they had all kinds of shit like set up for him. That would have been fucking cool.
It would have been great.
It would have been different, cool, and really progressive for that time.
Yeah,
period.
like 32 years ago.
Yeah, to have a big black sidekick like that would have been crazy.
And that would have been obviously before Blade.
Dude, Marlon Wayans would have been set up even more. Dude, he's like, he really, because like, I think his coming out party was Requiem for a Dream, but like that would have been, and he could have
I would have
said
like, G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra.
I forgot about that movie.
Or the Wayans brothers.
Well, that's classic.
Or Little Man. White Chicks.
Little Man. That movie is awful. White Chicks is a classic, though. White Chicks and Scary Movie are classics, but Little Man, oh my lord, dude, that is funny as hell. But damn, the what ifs are always fun. With these, but
I think he would have been great because he would have been so young. He would have
embodied the Robin attitude. Well, he is a good actor. That's what I'm like.
He was great. Did you see Respect? I think it was the Aretha Franklin movie.
No.
But, he was actually really good.
What year is that?
Only a couple years ago. It came out over COVID.
Okay, that's what I was like.
I think Jennifer Hudson played.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
She's great.
Yeah.
That would make a lot of sense. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Bro. But Mike's the man. So on your Batman ranking list, where does Michael lie?
Oh, you know what? It's it's you almost have to have a couple different lists. Because I've seen like the ones from the 40s too, with like Robert Lowry and Lewis Wilson
as Batman. Every Batman adaptation.
God,
where does he stack up? Or let's keep it simple. Movies. We'll keep it simple.
Okay, movies. Now,
studio pictures.
Oh yeah,
Warner Brothers.
Oh yeah. But like, because if I'm thinking of like comic book accurate Batman, it would be Ben Affleck as like the most, believe it or not, comic accurate.
Okay.
But as far as like the one that like has my heart, it would actually be Michael Keaton because I was so young and I've seen that Batman film so many times. I think I wore out my videotape.
Yeah, John probably skipped some parts.
Yeah. And it's like, because he just was Batman. Like, it's hard to explain, especially after hearing, how many people didn't want him to be at the time. But once they saw him as Batman, it's kind of like when Pattinson walked out in the Batman suit, because I was skeptical.
Mm-hmm. Kind of changed everybody's perception.
Yeah, then he walked out, I'm like, holy fuck, he's Batman.
He's Batman.
Yeah.
The size and everything.
And even Ben Affleck, believe it or not, like when you see him as Batman,
he looks like a beefy-ass Batman, dude.
He's a Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns Batman.
Dude, he looks like his suit feels like a little more bulky. It looks like it's hard. It looks like if you punch him, you'll fucking break your hand.
Yeah, like he is that comic book version of Batman.
Mm.
And like Christian Bale is an amazing Batman that like could exist in the real world, but like he came after Michael Keaton, and that's the sad thing.
That is the sad thing.
Yeah. So I would say he's probably number one
overall.
But as far as like comic book accuracy,
Benny.
Yeah, especially because his costume is gray and black.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh my God, they did so much because Zack Snyder loves the original source material.
He's a source material guy, which is good.
And even though like Batman 89 came out after Batman Year One and The Dark Knight Returns, two Frank Miller classics, it's like the stylistic influence was there, but the aesthetic influence wasn't there. If that makes sense.
No, it does.
Like his costume would have been different if they were doing a Frank Miller version.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
what about you? Because I know you love Christian Bale. I know it. I see your face.
I'm Team Christian Bale.
Yes.
Christian Bale got to be my number one. Michael Keaton would be two.
Really?
Yeah, keep in mind, bro, I wasn't even born when 89 came out.
I know.
It's crazy. Like, dude, when Batman Returns came out, I was 1.
Yeah.
So it's like...
So there's no excuse.
Yeah. But you got to keep... I didn't see 89 Batman for the first time until probably 98, 99.
Really?
Yeah. So,
wow.
Yeah, I think I was like 7.
Did you watch, like, Forever and Robin first?
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Because I was taken to the theater to see him.
Okay.
So, and then I was like, I remember after we saw Forever, my mom was like, dude, 89 is so much better. And so then we watched 89.
Yeah.
So that's when we watched it. So I watched that right after Forever.
But look, Nicole Kidman was in Forever.
Right after, sorry, not Forever, Robin.
Oh, okay.
Batman and Robin. And she is.
Yeah.
Dude, the cast for Forever and Robin.
Yeah.
Insane.
Incredible.
It's one of the,
even Chris O'Donnell was
Chris O'Donnell's a good Robin, I thought.
Yeah.
Dude, the cast for Batman Forever is off the charts, bro.
Yeah.
You have some of the biggest actors of all time in there.
Ed Begley Jr.
I was thinking more Jim Carrey, Tommy
Lee
Jones, Val Kilmer.
Isn't that the one? Isn't Drew Barrymore one of like Two-Face's?
Yes, one of his chicks.
Yeah, and Debbie Mazar.
Yeah, it's Forever.
Yeah, it isn't Forever.
Yep, Debbie Mazar.
Yeah,
Goodfellas.
Yes,
snorting coke all day.
Yes.
She's good. I like Debbie Mazar actually a lot. I watched something else that she was in recently. I liked her, and I can't remember what it was. But yeah,
Ray Liotta could have been a great Batman.
He would have. Especially his face was a little clearer.
Yeah.
He's got that skin. His skin was bad, but like, if his skin wasn't like that, he would have been excellent.
Yeah.
Imagine coming off of like, Goodfellas was 90.
Yeah.
But imagine him like if he would have got Batman 89, did Goodfellas, and then did Batman Returns,
oh my God,
he'd be one of the biggest actors of all time, bro. Oh my God.
Wow.
He'd probably still be alive.
Yeah.
Like, shit. Not even kidding.
Yeah, because he'd have so much to live for.
Dude, that's what I'm like, bro, the legacy would keep you alive. Yeah. It's insane. Unfortunately, guys, I know this is a Keaton episode. I love Keaton. I like Michael Keaton as Batman and not as Batman.
And especially after seeing The Flash, it just kind of solidified
he was
what made him great.
Mm-hmm.
Like using the 89 technology in like what then would have been 2013.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and having it still work.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah. He's still works. But I'm gonna give the edge to Christian Bale. But you guys gotta think, I grew up with Christian Bale. I grew up with Batman Begins and Batman and The Dark Knight, and I grew up with with The Prestige and The Machinist.
You would have been what, like 13 when Begins came out?
When Begins came out, I was
almost
14, something like that.
That's
it came 05, right?
Yeah, it came out in June of 05.
June 05, yeah. So, I would have been 13.
13, yeah.
Damn.
So that makes sense because I was like 11 when Batman 89 came.
Yep. So
it's like that.
For me, it was
so that age. You're just like
thing. Yeah, and like this was before the MCU, so like the streets were kind of fiending for heroes. Like all the hero shit that was coming out, it's kind of weak sauce, really.
Yeah, because they had like X-Men was big and Spider-Man was huge.
Mm-hmm.
But then everything else they did, like Ghost Rider, Daredevil.
Ghost Rider, trash.
Yeah.
Daredevil, a personal like of mine.
Director's cut is better.
Yeah. But like,
I do like it, though.
I can't sit here and tell somebody Daredevil is going to be your favorite movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I enjoyed the Fantastic Four movies, but they weren't like classics.
Mm-mm.
It's just like, this is what we get because, The Incredibles is the best Fantastic Four movie.
It really is. The Incredibles was the hottest hero movie out at that time. Besides, so Begins set a standard and was like, because the streets were dry and fiending for a good hero film. And then, like, obviously Nolan kept going, but then, like, once Iron Man came out, it was game over.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that shit, was like, oh, fuck yes. I was like, this is what this is what the streets were feeding for, because he was always my favorite hero.
Yeah, and Iron Man 1 had that same structure, I think, as, like, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. So
yeah, it did.
So it followed the formula, but I think did it better.
Yeah, well,
believe it or not,
I will take Iron Man over Spider-Man, yes.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man 2 is easily one of the best hero films.
I'm just talking about Spider-Man 1.
Oh, we're just talking about I'm taking I-1 over
Spider-Man 2 is probably the best superhero film ever.
Like that's
that and The Incredibles.
Incredibles is great.
I think they both came out the same year. I think 04.
Yeah, I was like, that's 04.
But yeah, Spider-Man 2 is probably the best live action.
One of the best live action superhero films.
And I don't think anyone can argue about the greatness of The Incredibles.
Oh no, dude, come on, that's a classic.
Yeah.
Film. Like, so good.
Brad Bird
is insane. He's one of the best animators ever. Like,
I know you love the Iron Giant.
Oh, love it, bro.
Dude. Hogarth.
That. Hogarth is my guy, bro. My man Vin playing.
Oh, yes.
He's always been a voice man.
Yeah, his voice work is fantastic.
It's great, bro.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Yeah. It's crazy. Bradley Cooper, though, still the biggest shock on the voice game. For Rocky.
Oh, for Rocky, yeah. I was trying to think of who he was.
Like, who the fuck is Bradley Cooper?
No, in The Iron Giant.
No, you're like, he was in that? No, I was the voice game. Yeah, as far as someone who shocked me to have good voice acting ability.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he was good. But that's what I got for you, man.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add?
Not really. I think I know there's a lot of asides here, but I like these discussions.
Oh yeah, these are good, man. Just go off
because, like, I guess that is why Michael Keaton endures. It's more the legacy of everything that we talked about that was influenced by him.
Yep.
Because he was the catalyst that started the whole thing. Because 89, it was Batman. 90, it was Dick Tracy with Warren Beatty.
Oh, yeah, Warren Beatty.
Which he would have been a great older Batman.
Older, yeah. Like, he was too old by the time.
But he still would have been great.
Dude, he would have been a perfect Batman.
Oh,
Batman came out like 1980.
Oh yeah, God. He would have been. Like Red's era.
Red's era.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. He was perfect age. Oh my God. Yeah, he would have been. Him and Daniel Day-Lewis would have been real intriguing as Batman. Crazy. But
you had Dick Tracy, then the next year you had Rocketeer.
Okay.
That was
when was the Phantom then? 93?
It was 96.
Damn.
Because 92 then was Batman Begins.
Or
Returns. I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. Batman Returns. I forget what came out in 93. It might have been like a RoboCop movie or something.
Hopefully it wasn't Blank Man.
That's right, Blank Man.
Blank Man.
Blank Man. You know, I love me some David Allegria.
Yo, he's great.
But obviously, Damon Wayans.
Yeah, he's a beast.
I guess they couldn't do a handyman movie. Because remember, that's what they did.
That's what they did.
And I assume that was sort of what they wanted.
That was definitely the blueprint, like the fucking like inspiration for it.
Yeah.
So funny and random.
And I think 94 was The Shadow, and then it was Batman Forever, then it was The Phantom. And then
Robin's 97?
Yeah, 97. Yeah. And then you had Blade in 98.
And that was when, I think that was when people were like, these hero films, hold on.
Blade was actually, I think, the beginning of that it was 2 years early, but it was, because it was before X-Men. But it's what really started, like, X-Men could be good.
Yeah, Marvel can do some shit. Marvel can get in the game.
Yeah, because...
because what was... There was no Marvel. Was Blade the first live-action Marvel movie?
No, it wasn't the first live-action Marvel movie. The first live-action Marvel movie was in 1944. It was a Captain America movie serial.
Damn.
But Captain America wasn't Steve Rogers.
Ass movie.
Yeah. So then you go to like the 70s, and you have like the Incredible Hulk TV show, which started with a TV movie. You have an Amazing Spider-Man TV show, which started with a TV movie. You have a Doctor Strange TV movie and 2 Captain America TV movies.
Wow.
Which, watching them religiously when I grew up, I loved them. But if you watch them compared to the stuff now, they're trash.
Wow, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So what was the first, legit Marvel movie, live action?
Okay, so...
was there anything in the 80s or the 90s?
Not in
the earlier 90s?
I think in the mid to late 90s, there was a Generation X, which is an X-Men thing, TV movie, and a Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV movie starring David Hasselhoff
as Nick Fury?
Nick Fury.
David Hasselhoff.
Now, do you know who wrote that movie?
No, I didn't even know it existed.
The guy who wrote Batman Begins.
Holy shit, he went a long way, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is it good, though?
It was a cheesy TV movie starring the star of Baywatch.
Yeah, starring the Sandman.
Yeah. So, so Blade was actually, I think, the first, legitimate Marvel movie that actually had a budget.
That's crazy.
Let's put it that way, because, like, the 44 Captain America, it was 1944. And the stuff in the 70s, they were TV movies.
Yeah.
So the first, Howard the Duck.
That's a Marvel movie?
It's a Marvel character.
Well, that's considered one of the worst movies ever.
Yeah, but that's George Lucas. That's a big budget. That's a big budget Marvel movie from the 80s.
Marvel.
Sorry, I just had to think about it.
Did not know that was Marvel.
Yes, just like Swamp Thing is a DC character.
That I didn't know.
Yeah, so like Wes Craven's first film, I think, or maybe one of his first.
He's like,
that's a superhero movie. I forgot that's like 1980.
Damn.
Adrian Barbeau.
That is nutty.
Yeah. Okay. So, that's another superhero movie I forgot about.
Blade was the one, though.
Yeah, I think Blade is the one that really kickstarted the idea that we can... Because they were trying to make, like, Spider-Man movies, like, throughout the 80s and 90s.
I'm sure they were.
And I think they were trying to make X-Men movies, too. Because at one point, I think they wanted Danny DeVito to be Wolverine. And I don't think that was a joke. because
of the size of
because in the comics he's like 5'3".
Bent over slinging claws.
Because Wolverine is 5'3" in the comics.
Danny DeVito's not getting in shape for that.
No.
Because he would have to. Because he's not in shape at all.
Because then at one point they wanted Glenn Danzig. Because he's a shorter dude, but he's
huge.
But he's short.
He's huge.
But he's huge, so they were like, Glenn Danzig would be perfect.
He would actually. Yeah. Can he act, though?
That I don't know. He's a
great musician, but
then we got Hugh Jackman, who was perfect.
Even though he's tall as shit.
Yeah, but it's still perfect.
But it don't matter. Yeah,
as soon as he came out with the hair,
I was like, when you saw the hair, you were like, "That's it, man."
Yeah. And then when the dude punched his hand and you heard the metal, I was like, "Oh my god, I think I just wet myself."
I think they got it right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So shit. That's all I got for you, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, because of Michael Keaton, we have all this stuff.
Yep. So thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. Stay alive for a little bit.
Yes.
I hope I'm not putting my curse that I tend to put on older celebrities. Rest in peace, Shelley Duvall.
Yes.
We might have to cover some with her. Popeye. We'll have to squeeze that in.
Yeah, because Altman.
I
mean, how can you go wrong? It's another Altman movie.
Yeah, we'll squeeze that in. So, all right, guys. I am Dom.
I am Jamie.
And this is the Cutting Room Floor.